Hello and welcome back to English class of Standard 11. We have already done with our poem The Sower, written by Victor Hugo and translated by Torulata Dutt. In our today's class, we are going to study about the difference between summary and appreciation. What is a summary? The word summary is a brief statement, or it is the account of main points of something. That is, from the poem, we are going to write the important points from the poem in short. That is known as summary. And then what is appreciation? Appreciation is a recognition, or it is the enjoyment of good qualities of something, which means that we are going to write the good things or the best things from the poem in appreciation, considering the title, considering the message, each and everything we are going to appreciate that poem. In this way, there is a difference between summary and appreciation. We will start with the appreciation of the poem considering the following points. We have to consider the points and then we have to write the appreciation. What are the points? Firstly, we are supposed to write about the poem, poet and the title. Next is about the theme of the poem. Third one is poetic devices, language and style of poem. Fourthly, we have to write special features, novelties and focusing elements of the poem. Next is the values and message from the poem. And lastly, you have to write your own opinion about the poem. So in this way, we have to write the appreciation of the poem. Appreciation of the poem The Sower. First, we'll begin with the poem, the poet and the title. We are going to write about the poem, about the poet and the title. The poem The Sower is a description of a lonely farmer who is toiling, that is working hard in his fields. As the poet watches, even after sundown, the poet continues to work. Toru Dutt, in her translation of Victor Hugo's poem, she speaks in praise about the dedication of the farmer towards his work. Next is theme. In the poem, the writer, she has woven around the theme of the farmer surveying his land. He is surveying his land so that he can sow the seeds next in the morning. Taking himself the hard work to till, he is doing the work all alone, plodding into the field till the night. Even after the day is gone, he continues to work. He takes no help or any company of anybody and goes on doing what is needed for his field. The third point of appreciation is poetic devices, language and style. In this poem, the poetess, she has used devices like alliteration, imagery and symbolism. This she has done to create the scene in the reader's mind. The rhyme scheme of the poem is ABAB, because of which it creates a pleasing rhythm to read aloud the poem. The language of the poem, it comprises of words used in such a manner that it creates a figure of the farmer to be commanding. Black and high his Seloth dominates. This line, it symbolizes a figure, huge figure against the sky. Then marches he along. I see him stride. This line gives a confident figure in charge. Next line is his height seems to touch the starry skies. This gives a figure to respect. Thus, the poet herself is in awe and sets the tone in the reader's mind to look at the farmer with respect. And this is how she has used good language and various poetic devices to make the sense of respect more alive. In the fourth point, we have to write about special features of the poem or novelties or focusing elements of the poem. Here in this poem, The Sower, there is an emphasis on two aspects: hard work of the farmer who is performing his work uncomplainingly day and night. The examples that show the work of the farmer are: a sower lingers, to sow the task marches he. Next, the second aspect is the descriptions, various descriptions, that is of the dusk and the setting sun and the figure against the sunset. These show that the farmer's image is quite big in front of the eyes of the poetess. Sunlight I see dying fast, twilight darkness deepens, his silhouette dominates. There is the use of poetic language adding to the novelty and the beauty of the poem. So this is not an ordinary language. Also examples of inversion are used, like furrows deep marches he along, fades the light. So in this several lines, various different forms and orders of the words are changed. So these special features are added in the poem The Sower by the poetess to make the poem more effective. In the fifth point, we are going to write the values and the message from the poem. The poem gives a very important message. It brings into focus the importance of the farmer and his unrecognized service to the society. One needs the farmer for one's very survival because the farmer is the bread giver to the society. This is the ultimate message of the poem. Lastly, what is your opinion about the poem? The poem is effective in creating a positive and respectful picture of the farmer. His simple life and his hardships are seen in the poem as the poet describes his actions all through the poem. Now let's see how we are going to write the summary of the poem. First we will be writing the title, next the introductory paragraph which will consist about the poem, then the type of the poem, nature and tone of the poem. Next is the main body of the poem, which will have central idea and gist of the poem. Lastly, we are going to write the conclusion. This will consist about the opinion, then the views and appeal of the poem. Let's begin with the summary writing. First, we will write about the title. The poet Torudat is sitting in the porch of her house watching the sunset. In the fading twilight, she sees a farmer, the sower, who is still working late. So this is about the title, The Sower. Next, introductory paragraph, which should be about the poem and the type of the poem and nature and tone of the poem. So it is a descriptive poem about the surroundings as well as what the poet perceives, that is how she gets about the central character and her views on him. Then it is enhanced, this poem is enhanced by imagery and symbolism. It comprises of 20 lines in ABAB rhyme scheme and it is not divided into stanzas. So this complete description is about the poem, how it is written and how the poet got the idea about the central character. So in this way we have to write the summary of the poem. The third one is the main body, that is the central idea or the poem in short. How can it be described? The two main aspects stand out in this poem. One is the poet's vivid imagery of the sunset and dusk, that is how the sunset is explained in the poem. Words like dying, sunlight, the black silhouette, running shadows, darkness deepens are some of them. This is also the hint that twilight world of the farmer who is unrecognized and is in shadows, who is working very hard, toiling very hard, but still he is poor, and though he is poor he is willing to work though he is unappreciated. This evokes immense respect and sorrow and sympathy for the farmer. Now the next aspect is the farmer himself. He is an old man in rags. He is showing his poverty in spite of his labors, that is in spite of his hard work. It brings to our mind those who don't do a fraction of his work and live a lavish life. So, this perhaps is the intention by the poet to focus on the thankless position of the most important contributor of the society, the sower. Lastly, we are going to write the conclusion, which should contain the opinion, views, and appeal of what the reader thinks. The poem will definitely appeal to the hearts of those who respect the farmers, who live close to the nature and make the occupation of providing food. This is going to create respect to the farmers who are the important elements of the society. It is a simple yet beautiful poem praising the father of the people. He provides the bread to all. Next is the activity of poetic creativity. Compose a poem on a farmer in 4 to 6 lines in continuation of the following. The beginning of the lines are given and we have to complete it. We can do it in such a way as given in the answer. He sweats the haze of the midday blaze. He does not fret, it forgets to rain. He sows and plows over years and days. To the soil he bows his mother the furrowed plain. In this way, we can make use of the rhyming words at the end and we can make the lines complete. With this, we have completed the topic, summary and appreciation of the poem. In our next class, we are going to study brainstorming of the poem, The Sower. Thanks for watching this video. Meet you in the next class. Till then, goodbye.